Welcome to Omnath Party Bears. Hope you're excited to drink some green mana and get just rowdy, get those claws going. As far as opening hand goes, yes, I love it. I'd like to have a little bit more of more ramp in our hand, but we've got River Bear, which is super secret tech against control decks. We've got Grizzly Bears, and we also have Alpine Grizzly, so this is beautiful. We're going to keep on this one, and then let's get Omnath pop back up, and I'll kind of explain what we've got going on with this deck. But yes, welcome to the Party Bears. I think it's been about a year since I've played the Party Bears. Maybe, I think sometimes I do the Party Bears in April, but for the most part, I only do it about twice a year. But I'll kind of explain that here in just a second. Let's get down to Catacombs, and we'll go and crack Catacombs and draw ourselves a, let's saw Mana Vault for a quick second. Let's get down Forest, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Omnath, Locus of Mana, the official caretaker of the Party Bears. They get real rowdy, so they need to have somebody who kind of babysits them. We're playing Omnath. You don't lose unspent green mana as steps and phases in. Then Omnath gets +1/+1 for each unspent green mana that you have. Playing gets Teysa Karlov. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional type. Then creature tokens you control have Vigilance and Lifelink. So let's get down Forest, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that we hit a few more lands, because if we can get this explosive vegetation going, or simply just getting to 3 mana for Omnath, we'll be in really good position. But yeah, let's set the tone for our opponent. Let's get down Grizzly Bears, and then we'll go and pass the turn. This is definitely more of a, this is kind of a goofy deck, so this is one of those videos where hopefully we do pretty good. And if we don't do pretty good, that's kind of on par for the course. But yes, today is my birthday. This is my the Party Bears, or typically it's my birthday deck. So anyway, it's my birthday today. I turned 32. If you never knew my age, I am 32 now. So anyway, happy birthday to myself, and yeah, thank you all for watching this particular video. It's always fun, you know, you have your birthday roll around, and then you have a channel. It's kind of fun to have all these random people just say happy birthday down in the comments. So anyway, I'm sure I'll respond to your comment, but I also want to say thank you for taking the time to say happy birthday to me. I certainly appreciate that. Opponent's going to go for a Hangerback Walker. And as far as what I'm doing for tonight, I haven't decided yet, but we'll talk about it here in just a second. Typically I like to do, oh, we don't hit the land drop. Come on. Okay, so let's go and push in with Grizzly Bears. Get in for some damage, and we'll keep our fingers crossed we hit that last land and then go from there. But yeah, usually what I do on my birthday is me and my wife will go somewhere eat, and I usually like to get some sort of ice cream, because I kind of treat it as like a treat yourself day where I just really relax. And I think this year we're going to eat some bad food somewhere, just not good for your health. And then I think what I want to do is just come home and play some arcade games. I got this Raspberry Pi emulator that lets you play all the old arcade, like the old Simpsons arcade games, different things like that. And so, yeah, so we might play some arcade games tonight. I think that sounds pretty fun. She's not a huge, heroic intervention. That is nice, but we really want to land. Let's just keep the bear damage going. Let's go. Our opponent cannot stop us. We're going to swing in. Actually, no, let's not swing in, because they can put a counter on Hangerback Walker, and they end up with some Thofters. So, well, we could have gone for heroic intervention. That would have been pretty funny. But they still end up with the same board state. So we'll just go ahead and pass the turn. But yeah, I think I'm going to be playing some arcade games tonight. And I love Metal Slug. That's one of my favorite arcade games to play. And actually, let's do some quick housekeeping real quick. Let's give a shout out to MTGOTraders. If you want to party with the Party Bears, MTGOTraders has you covered. You can pick up all the bears that you need to have your very own little party. And then also shout out to inkgaming.com. If you use coupon code JOLT, you get 10% off your order. And if you use the coupon code, it does kind of go back to support the channel. So you win either way. You support the channel and you get yourself a custom playmat. And on a side note, let's say that you really enjoyed this thumbnail, you enjoyed this overlay, and you want to use this art as a wallpaper for your desktop computer for personal use. I do have a link down in the description below if you would like to see a full-size image of my thumbnail for wallpaper use on your computer. All right, but yes, my favorite arcade game is definitely Metal Slug. I love playing Metal Slug. My brother and I, let's get our turn going, and then we'll jump back into story mode. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We finally hit it. All right, so let's get down Forest, and definitely going to go for Omnath. We're just going to keep our fingers crossed our opponent doesn't have any spot removal, and then we can get this going. And we are also playing against Yeah, EDH. He has his own channel, so make sure you bounce over to his channel and check it out. He's kind of doing the same concept that I'm doing, so it's always nice to have other people out there really kind of pushing the Magic Online Commander scene. So it's always nice. You can never have enough of that because we don't want Magic Online to disappear. So yeah, get around there, bounce between the channels, and have some fun. Enjoy the content. But yes, as far as Metal Slug, so when I grew up, my brother and I. Let's get the reveal zone popped up. Our local movie theater, we'd go see the movies during the summer, and they had a Metal Slug arcade. And oh yeah, Skull Clamp. Oh, that's brutal. So they had a few arcade games before you wait for the movie. So we'd always save up our quarters, and we'd go play Metal Slug there, and we'd just jam it like. Just put nonstop quarters in and just play it for 10, 15 minutes, and then we go see whatever movie you wanted to see. But yeah, that's why I like Metal Slug so much. In fact, they released a full port for the Wii. I used to play that a lot, and oh, look at this skull. We're about to get skull clamps. Now, the only thing that's really going to help us is that we have Sword of Feast and Famine. The only downside is with Hangerback Walker, that is definitely not a black or a green creature. In fact, it's a colorless creature. So that's not really going to allow us to get any sort of Feast or Famine action. But we're going to try our best to get out from underneath this one. You know, sometimes when I record this deck, we don't get a ton of bears. The fact that we got Grizzly Bears, River Bear, and Alpine Grizzly, I will definitely take that. And look at that value. That is nasty. So I had my TV on, so I had to go over there and turn it off. I forgot I had it on. Hopefully it didn't bleed in through the video. Let's get down Forest. Yeah, our point, if our opponent's going to basically just keep skull clamping, we're just going to try to ramp as quickly as possible and then just see if we can't jam a Revelation and just kind of build up this kind of juggernaut board state. I think that's going to be our best option. So let's go for Explosive Vegetation. We're in green, we definitely want to ramp, and that's exactly what our game plan wants to do. So we're going to go for Explosive Vegetation. I think we'll grab this forest, and then this forest. That looks like a pretty good option. And then anything else will pass the turn. But yeah, with River Bear, this is always one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite bears in the deck because it has Island Walk. And most of the other bears, there's not a whole lot going on. That's why we're running a lot of effects like Overrun, because you want to try to get the bears down and just close it out with a big Stampede Trample effect. Just go straight up mono green. We do have Craterhoof in here as one of the finishers for the deck, and that may be played a lot, but hey, the Bears need all the party they can get. And plus Craterhoof, he likes to stomp around and dance with everybody, so that's always a lot of fun. Now, we're getting to the point now to where our opponent's about to be going for some skull clamping with Teysa on the battlefield. So this is not going to be good for us, but we're going to try our best to... Oh, they've got skull... They've got... Oh, look at that stack. Yucky. And also with Teysa, definitely it's on my to-do list. In fact, you'll probably see it hopefully this Friday. That's what we're shooting for. But maybe we can squeeze this one out, maybe. I don't know, drawing 4 cards a turn doesn't really sound that hot. And then do we have an answer for Skull Clamp? We do have Naturalize, so if we do draw to Naturalize, that is something that we can do to stop the Skull Clamp, because that would not be... not going to be so good for us. All right, opponent's going to be swinging with Hangerback Walker. And that actually might kind of work out to our advantage because we've got 6 mana. That's going to allow us to swing in with a Sword of Feast and Famine just to get a little bit of extra stuff going. That'll be at least 3. I don't think really there's too much we can do to take advantage of it other than just add a little bit of extra mana to our mana pool with Omnath. So let's go for that. Let's get all the mana down. Let's go for Sword of Feast and Famine. Get out one more, and that'll at least net us just 1 more mana because we can save it with Omnath, and that does make a difference. So we'll get out Sword of Feast and Famine, and we'll just pray that all those skull clamps are just basic lands. That's what we're going to be going for. Let's go Sword of Feast and Famine onto Omnath. That's going to be 1, 2. And so that'll put us at 7 total mana. We'll decide what we probably need to get down some of these creatures, to be perfectly honest, because if we want to cash in that Revelation, that's going to be our only way to really kind of compete with this. So let's push in with Omnath. And as far as why do we have Omnath as the commander, it's just bears need all the help they can get. And so having a mana source off to the side that you can kind of turn into a Voltron package, that's pretty much what we've got going on. So... And plus it works out really well with Sword and Feast and Famine. You get a lot of damage on there. Okay, now our opponent will probably end up leaving Hangerback Walker up for next turn. So we've got 7 total mana. We've got River Bear and Alpine Grizzly. We can go for Adaptive Automaton that will allow us to kind of get a little bit of a buff on our grizzly bears. I think that works out pretty well. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go for adaptive automaton. We're gonna name a grizzly bear. Well, you can't name grizzly bear. We're gonna name bears. But I don't know. I just love playing obscure tribal decks like this. It always reminds me when I first got into Magic. So we're gonna get down adaptive automaton. We're gonna name bear. What else would you name with that? Get down bear, and then let's go for alpine grizzly. Or do we want to try to leave up? No, if we're going for revelation, we need to get some mana going. So we're gonna get down alpine grizzly. That's gonna make it a 5/3, which is way overpowered. And then next turn we'll try to jam this revelation. Who knows? Maybe we can just kind of sneak in and overrun. That'd be pretty cool. We need a few more creatures on the battlefield, and yeah, I don't feel super good about not leaving up heroic intervention. I feel like we're walking into a board wipe, but at this point right now, we kind of need to be a little bit risky in our particular line of play, because the thought of them just drawing in the neighborhood of 8 or 9 cards a turn is pretty scary. And so this is kind of like our only little way to kind of build up some sort of board state. But yeah, as far as arcade games, I think there's also another one called Smash TV, I think. What is it? And like, I had never heard of this. Yeah, Smash TV. If you want to look it up, like go to YouTube and look it up. It is wild, and it is just full throttle. And like, I love it, and it's so 90s with like the, because basically it's like Smash TV. It's kind of like a futuristic reality show where these two guys basically just kind of, they have like machine guns, and it's just like a top-down shooter perspective. And so they have like this, like, you know, like back in the 90s, they would have like, kind of like the lady from Wheel of Fortune. They'd always have people like girls like that in games, and yeah, so they have this like real goofy announcer guy, and it's just a really kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it, just like a piece of time that's just, I don't know, really bizarre. So Smash TV, and probably gonna be playing that a little bit, and might even jam a little bit of the Simpsons game, because that is. I used to play the Simpsons arcade all the time at CC's whenever we grew up. Like our school would have CC's night, and we would just, me and my buddies, we would just jam Simpsons all day. In fact, if you're younger, like growing up with games like pre-internet, like that was how you kind of like bonded with your friends. You go to the arcade and play a bunch of games. Now you can basically get online. You can play Fortnite against, Massacre Worm. Oh no. That's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's going to be Xaxes with Massacre Worm. So even if we had held up Heroic Intervention, that would have not stopped it. Good game to our opponent. You have to sit there and just appreciate a beautiful Aristocrat stack, and our opponent definitely got that done. So good game to our opponent. And there we go. Puts us down to 0. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Omnath Party Bears. Hope you're excited to drink some green mana and get real rowdy. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got 4. Yeah, I kind of like this hand. We'll keep on this one. Not we don't have too many bears, but we've got 3 lands and a Sword of Body and Mind against Gitrog. Sounds pretty good. I'll take that. Let's lead off with Forest, and then anything else we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yes, welcome to Omnath Party Bears. Hope you're excited. Get some bears down and get some green mana flowing and just start breaking a bunch of stuff. That's kind of the name of the game with this deck. So, actually, let's see. Drawing another forest. Let's get the forest down, and we'll pass the turn. So we're playing Omnath, the official babysitter of all the party bears. They need somebody to make sure they keep them in line. You don't lose unspent green mana as steps and phases in. Then Omnath gets +1/+1 for each unspent green mana that you have. We're playing against the Gitrog monster himself, the official Mr. Hypno Toad. Death Touch. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice the Gitrog monster unless you sacrifice a land. Then you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whatever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, draw a card. And we get the old school Demonic Tutor. I used to use the new art Demonic Tutor, but and I don't know why, I just never bought the old one. And I just love the art on the old one, so I've been using that in my my builds recently. So kind of like that. Looks really good. Let's get down Shrine. Yeah, that'd be good. No, let's go for Omnath. Yeah, let's do that. We want to start banking up some green mana. If our opponent has some sort of spot removal, so be it, but at least we can bank up some mana, and then hopefully we can get some really good bears on the battlefield. We did cover both commanders, so it is free time. We can talk about whatever we want. And this is going to be the Party Bears. If you didn't see my earlier video, this is my birthday deck, and it is my birthday today. So, just always like to, oh, there we go. They do have Abrupt Decay. But we can still get down Omnath. especially with Mana Crypt. Let's get down forest. Let's rebound with Mana Crypt. And let's see if we can't build up some bears. I don't like that. It's going to be 1-2. It's not going to stop us. Come on, Omnath. Where are you at? There you go. Cast that button. That's going to be 1-2. And that's still going to allow us to save up 1 green mana. Since we have nothing else to do, we're just going to go and bank it up. And we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yes, this is the Party Bears. This is one of the... honestly, I think it was one of the first 5 decks I built on my channel. And I need to play it more. In fact, I kind of stopped playing it for a while because I didn't really... I didn't like the build of it. You know, it's a little hard to go bear tribal. That's why we have Omnath as the commander, because it kind of helps us push our game plan a little bit easier of getting bears on the battlefield. But I've kind of tweaked it a little bit. I made it to where we can, you know, stuff like Momentous Fall. Let's say we just cash in a ton of card draw with Omnath. That's kind of what we set the deck up to do. It's just kind of, you know, if we can't get the bears going, if we don't have a lot of bears in our hand. Oh, no. Liliana. Man, we're playing against a brutal Gitrog deck. All right, so we're going to sacrifice Omnath. And then let's see if we can't get something else going. We're going to lose that green mana. But if we do hit the land drop, we can at least get down Omnath. So I'm going to choose Tails on this one. That is a... one the flip, 1 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers. I'll take that. And then we draw into Growing Rites of Itlamok. Okay, so if we want to set some stuff up... Yeah, I think I like going for 3 and Dynamo. It's going to be 1, 2, 3... And I'll still put it 3 total mana. We can still go for Abundance, and that way we can just straight up choose a land. I think that'd be good. We've got a lot of colorless mana. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get down Abundance. It's going to be 1, 2. The only good thing is they do have 2 cards in their hand only, so hopefully they've kind of run out of some gas. But once we do get down, you know, get down something like Siege Behemoth, if we want to force them to go for the Liliana sacrifice ability, that'd be something that we can certainly go for. And with Siege Behemoth, as long as it's attacking, for each creature you control, we can have it assign its combat damage as though it was not blocked. So that would probably definitely get them to go for the -2 on Liliana, get her off the battlefield. So we might end up going for that. And maybe if I don't think we'll have enough mana to go for... Actually, I kind of like, yeah, let's get rid of Growing Rites. It'd be nice to get down Growing Rites, but we simply just don't have the mana to support it at this point right now. So, but we'll at least... we might end up jamming Siege Behemoth just to force that Liliana crack, and that'll allow us to still get down Omnath and have some fun. But yes, it is my birthday today, and I just want to say, if you say happy birthday in the comments, thank you very much. I certainly appreciate that. And yeah, as far as the Party Bears go, yeah, I made it a long time ago because, I don't know, just bears are really fun to me, and I wanted to make a tribal deck with bears. And I've seen some people do Yeva as the commander, and that works out because there's a bear in the background. But... you know, sometimes it's not the best. You want to have some sort of threat on the battlefield, and Omnath certainly does that. So, and plus, I really like the image of Omnath just like trying to wrangle up all these bears. Poor Omnath, you really think about it. So we've got Omnath, angry Omnath. He has to ride with Moshpitch Troll to work. Okay, so we've got Wasteland. This is... we are outclassed with this bear tribal deck. This is not what we wanted to run into. You want to get something that's got a little bit of time to set up. So we got Maze of Ith. I guess at this point, either way, they're probably going to be able to bring it back. Put 2 cards into the graveyard. I guess we'll put Wasteland into the graveyard because we don't want to lose a land. And then we'll put Guy's Cradle into the graveyard. So that's going to put them on Maze of Ith and the other land, the fetch land. So hopefully that'll allow us to kind of bounce back for that or something. We'll see. But yeah, this is definitely one of those decks that you want to... you don't want to play against a triple Planeswalker sort of board state like this, like our opponent's got going on. But hey, more power to him. All right, so the swinging in with Gitrog, that's going to put us down to 24, and that's going to be 6 total commander damage. Yeah, I think I still like going for this Siege Behemoth line of play. And it does have hexproof, so it's going to force him to go for Liliana. So yeah, I like that. So we're going to choose Tails on this one. Lots of flip. We are 1 for 2 on our Mana Crypt triggers. And let's choose land. Yeah, we want to hit a land. All right, so we hit Mosswort Bridge. Let's get down Mosswort Bridge. We're going to get the Hideaway. And unfortunately, we wanted to hit an untapped land, but that'll still work. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think I like going for Goreclaw. So we're going to hide Goreclaw under the bridge. He's going to jump out and scare our opponent. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's go for Siege Behemoth. That's about our only way at this point right now to kind of stop anything. We don't really have a ton of devotion either, because we only have 2 devotion. Yeah, so we're going to have to get this down. I was hoping we could somehow leave up a little bit extra mana to get some extra devotion down. But we're going to get down Siege Behemoth, and that'll at least force the Liliana -2 from our opponent, because it has hexproof. It's going to stop Obnixilis, and then we can get rid of Liliana off the battlefield. Now, if they want to plus up, they certainly can. Vampiric Tutor, okay. See if they're going to search up on this one. If not, the Party Bears might have to tap out on this one, especially with Goreclaw. He's hiding under the bridge like, I don't want to come out. He's like, I just want to stay underneath this bridge. Okay, so they did get that Vampiric Tutor resolved, and so there is still Guy's Cradle and Wasteland in the graveyard, and then let's knock that off, and so that puts it on Maze of Ith and Polluted Delta in their hand, which I don't think they've cracked Polluted Delta, so at least you know what two of them are. That's going to be Titania. They'll be able to turn Catacombs back out of the graveyard, okay. And this is where it's really going to just start picking up, so instead of me just rambling, I might let them just kind of roll through their turn real quick, and then we'll talk about what happened. Okay, so our opponent actually does end up going for the +1 on Liliana. And so I guess at this point, we'll get rid of, Minta's Fall. Because if we close it out somehow, it might be with Sword of Body and Mind. The only downside with Sword of Body and Mind is that whenever they mill, it's going to be a lot of cards in their graveyard, a lot of Gitrog drawing off of that. So we'll still try our best, because we're looking at Sword of Body and Mind. That's going to be +2/+2, puts it at 9. So we can still get in for 9. We'll see what sort of board state we can get developed. But oh, and actually now at this point, no, excuse me. I was thinking they could go for the +3, the -4 off Gurik Wildspeaker to go for the +3, but that they don't have haste at this point. So, and we'll see. That'll get us close with them being at 16, but I don't think that's going to be able to stop anything. Let's see. Yeah, they will be swinging with Gitrog. That's perfectly fine. Swinging for 6. It's going to put us down to 15. And that will be 12 total commander damage. We still do have the Shrine Devotion, too, that we can kind of start working towards. So let's see what we draw into. Keep our fingers crossed for like a Sword of Feast and Famine. That would be beautiful. We're going to choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Lost the flip. We are 1 for 3 on those triggers. And we're going to choose non-land card at this point right now. Craterhoof. Huh. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Whenever it attacks, so that's not going to work out for us. We could cast it for 1 green mana. That's going to give us a reduced cost for Craterhoof. Now we have to have power 10 or greater. And then whenever that attacks, so we can't really haste. So at this point right now, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -2, that's at 5. Devotion +4. That's going to put us at 9 total mana. We slam down Craterhoof. That's going to be +2/+2. Is that? As long as it's attacking? Now they can end up going for Craterhoof. Man, I think we're right there, but we still need to get it down, but I think they're going to be able to get it with that Maze of Ith. Oh, that was a bummer. All right, so we're going to go Devotion Green. That's going to put us at 4 total mana. And because we can't go for Mosswort Bridge. Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out if we can get down Goreclaw. We can still get it down in response to the trigger, though. All right, so let's do that. Let's go for Craterhoof. All right, so we're going to get down Craterhoof, and unfortunately we didn't get any bears in this video, but this is still a pretty sweet little line of play that we got going. Let's go and push in with the crew, and that's going to be 15. So even then, we're not going to be able to close it out, but we're going to go ahead and swing it in our opponent. And then we're going to have it deal combat damage to defending player. They're going to untap Craterhoof, and it's going to prevent all combat damage. So we're at least going to get in for a little bit, but you can definitely see what the deck's trying to do. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get it done on that one. And we'll kind of throw the good game up to our opponent. I think if we were 1 more mana ahead, we could have maybe gotten down Goreclaw, and that would have been some extra bonuses from our creatures out there. But unfortunately, that's going to get it from our opponent. But you can see where even though we're playing against a pretty finely tuned Gitrog deck, stuff like Liliana and Gurik, we're able to get some pretty fun shenanigans on the battlefield. And then plus, we technically kind of got a bear on the battlefield with Goreclaw. So, but this is fun. Yeah, opponent's going to go for the -3. They're going to get it. Good game to our opponent. It's always fun to try to beat decks like that. I always enjoy the challenge. All right, opponent's going to get on this one. Put this down to -21 if you enjoyed the video. like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.